And this time we won't be skipping over the side pocket. We'll just go start on the middle diamond and go 5 at a time. Now here I am. I'm just focusing, trying to build a connection on the 0 to 0. I want to feel like I'm hitting that 6 ball straight into the end rail before I do that little adjustment that we talked about. It's pretty common and pretty amazing how most people perceive these shots. How I was talking about right here, they'd be looking at the right side of the 7 ball and the left side of the cue ball. It kind of makes sense, so maybe it isn't that amazing, but it's very, very common. And the contact points are so close to the front of the ball, and that's where your mind should be focused. And when you're doing this workout, you know, right now I'm talking to all different levels of players. I don't want to drive anybody too nuts. You know, if you can't make these balls, you can make it a little easier by pulling the cue ball a little bit off the rail at first, gradually work it back. You can, I don't want you to stay on any one particular shot too long. It depends on your amount of patience. You know, if you miss a shot 5 times in a row, I don't want you to go crazy. Going crazy in practice is not too productive. So be a little bit lenient with yourself. You know, try to remember in practice, and I know this is tough for all of us, even myself, it's not as important whether you make or miss the ball as it is that you approached it and observed it. That's really what you're looking for. You're looking for feedback while you're practicing. You're not just banging balls. You're trying to get better. And I really just believe by being more consciously aware. And whoa, he lost it. You know, not too many people do that, for sure. When you're practicing, get up off a ball. You know, that shows you really care a little bit. And it's a good thing to practice. If you can get off a ball in practice, you'll be able to get off it in a game, which we all know sometimes you're supposed to get off a ball when it doesn't feel right, or you have all of a sudden a crazy last second thought. You're supposed to have enough discipline to get up and reapproach the shot. I was really happy when I discovered, you know, how to approach this shot right here, because I never had a set way, except for the contact point, which wasn't that bad. I mean, it's pretty good, but it didn't help me improve my perception as much as using both of them. First using the 0 to 0 as a reference, and then the contact point. For me, because I know the numbered contact points so well on the front of the ball and how far apart they are, when I adjust from the 0 to 0 on this shot over to, I can't remember, but this shot looks like, for me, it would be about a 2 1/4. I know how far that is on the front of my cue ball. From 0 to 2 1/4, I have a very good feel for the distance between those two. So before I would just use the 2 1/4 to 2 1/4. Now I'm better off using 0 to 0 and the 2 1/4 to 2 1/4. So that's a small example of how adding some answers and some knowledge can help you improve your own perception. And while you're doing this, remember, and I'm not, just favor the full side, because the more you favor the full side, the faster I believe you'll learn to become better at these shots. Most people overcut a lot of these shots, but I don't even want you missing back and forth. I want you focusing on the front of the balls. That 0 to 0 contact point is huge as a reference. And you can use it in other aspects of the game too, which I hope you end up doing. Anytime you want to play safe or play a carom or play position off a shot, use that 0 to 0 to guide you. A lot of times in safeties or caroms it comes up. And of course I recommend you learn all the numbered contact points. I'll have a sample of I have a preview already up on the website explaining a little bit about the aiming workout. And a lot of people, yeah, I must have pocketed that ball a little sloppy there. A lot of people get scared off because it's numbers. So right off the bat, half the people in the world are numbers people and the other half are word people. So they see the numbers and they get scared. You don't really need to know any math. I could have labeled the contact points with letters or colors. That's all they are, is labels. So if you haven't checked out the aiming workout or the aiming system itself, do that, look into it, and if you do look into it, don't do it in such a panic mode, like you gotta try to absorb everything all at once. Just break it down one shot at a time. Right after this workout, you already learned one of them, 0 to 0, and there's 10 numbered contact points. I teach you how to identify them on the pool table, and they come up over and over. I just use the same 10 shots in a pool. They come up over and over, and while I'm doing that, because I'm doing it that way, I'm constantly working on my own perception. We can easily pick out the spot on an object ball that needs to be struck to send it in the pocket, but very few people that haven't received the instructions already can pick out the contact point on the cue ball. And the way I've done it, it's so simple, and it just gives you more information. Now these shots, when you do this workout and you start what I call spearing these balls in, it just feels fantastic. I'm not feeling it right now. I didn't spear that. How many times did I miss that ball? I don't think it was 3. If it was 3, I probably would have started over. Maybe it was. Same approach. You could see me, I'm not totally happy throughout all my workouts. Get a little bit frustrated, but that's just like habit. You get a little upset and you frown or whatever. A little bit of habit. In my own head, I process it the right way. If I make a mistake in a game, the habit of the immediate anger, human nature might come out. Look at me, I put the ball in the wrong place. Look at this. It's down the diamond too far. It's supposed to be up on the spot diamond there. Actually, I'm making this a little, this would be a little easier. It's closer to the pocket. That's another reason I use the balls in numbered rotation. Sometimes, yeah, look at me. I'm like, that didn't feel right. Alright, I caught it. I use the balls in rotation. Sometimes you'll forget what diamond you're on, but if you use the balls in order, it's real easy to figure it out. I had a little brain cramp there. I probably figured it out because, I could feel how the cue ball hit the object ball and how fast the cue ball moved off it. I'm not used to that. Over here, it's that foot makes a big difference. This is much more of a solid hit. And this is what I want to be doing for as much as I can. I'll shoot the videos. I'll do as much instruction as possible at home. Right now I have 2 kids, but recently, finally, after 7 years, they're both in school full time. So I can shoot some instructionals during the day, and I can even tape some practice sessions at night and maybe do some voiceovers like we're doing here. I can't remember if the kids are home during this one, but definitely not home during all the talking instructionals. And it's good. I get to promote the website. I get to practice. This helps me focus too. You know, you don't think I'm scared down there, thinking about dogging it all the time.